Yes. No. Maybe so.
Oh, I meant to get a drink.
Well, it sucks to
The
suck.
tragedy.
Sucks
Darth Plagueis the Wise.
much... Almost as tragic as the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Almost as tragic as trying to pronounce his name.
Isn't it?
I always fuck it up.
Isn't it?
I thought it was Plagueis?
It's Plagueis.
Plagueis?
It's like a Roman name.
Oh, I actually don't know.
Yeah,
I don't want to watch that movie again to find out.
Don't worry. I'm that's what I'm here for.
Gotcha.
Is
the only version I want to watch is that one where someone redubbed it to match the Chinese knockoff subtitles, because that shit is funny. I don't know if you've seen clips from that.
No, but it sounds pretty fucking hilarious.
I will find it. It's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, there was like a version that was like Chinese. It was Chinese bootleg that had just hilarious subtitles. It's like really funny to see screen caps from it. I am gonna go run and get a drink though.
Oh, bitch.
I am a bitch, obviously. Alright, I'm back.
Took it long enough, man.
It did.
So many people have shown up now.
They're all gone, actually.
Yeah, they showed up, realized no one was talking.
Yeah, and they just left.
They just left, man. What the fuck, dude?
Just gone.
It's fucked up, man.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm the only thing carrying this stream. Everyone will leave if I'm not talking, obviously.
It's true. What did they say?
I feel like Spider-Man with so much responsibility over here. Just call me Tobey Maguire, you know? Like, Jesus.
I'd rather call you Andrew Garfield.
What if I want to be Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, though?
You're not worthy of 3 films.
Damn, it's so true. It's so true.
You come here acting like you could be in 3 films.
It's so true.
Disgusting. Actually, technically, you're in 4 if you count this.
Yeah, that's true. He was in 4. He still has the record. So Tom Holland's got to do 2 more now, right?
Well, actually, that's a quick question. That's a quick question, actually. Are we only counting Spider-Man only films for this? Because Tom Holland was in, a bunch of other Marvel
Spider-Man
films.
has to say Spider-Man.
Has to say Spider-Man.
Straight up in the name. Has to be a Spider-Man only film.
All right, I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure I understand the stipulation.
Yeah, Spider-Man only.
Yeah, there's so many ways you can, be gatekeepy on this.
If he's not the lead, if he's not in the title, it doesn't count.
Yeah, I was going to say
It's not called Marvel Civil War and Spider-Man.
I mean, it should have been just because.
it should have been, but
it should have been mainly just because it's the contract deal with Sony.
Yeah.
Which actually, does Sony still own Spider-Man?
Probably. I don't know. Sony owns everything. Because Sony owns Crunchyroll now. Because them and Funimation got bought or whatever.
Was Sony owned by Crunchyroll? Or
no. So, Funimation and Crunchyroll merged.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, and Sony owns Funimation.
Oh, okay. So now
everyone was saying that's pretty much part of the reason why Crunchyroll is getting rid of the ad-free, because the Funimation streaming service didn't offer that.
Yeah. That makes sense. Make sure I understood.
I'm pretty sure. From what I understand, I believe that's who owns who in this anime situation here.
Who owns
They're just under the Crunchyroll brand or whatever. Because the brand is, I think, more noticeable or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it is an ugly-ass orange color.
It looks ugly. There is some sort of clothing brand that I always mistake for the Crunchyroll logo. Because it's orange and has a slightly circular thing in it.
Oof, rough
I don't
beats.
know what it's called, but I always think it's the Crunchyroll logo.
I mean, yeah, and plus, orange is just such a fucking ugly color.
Yeah. I just remember when I heard that, I was like, why would I want to eat a crunchy roll? I want a soft, buttery roll. You know?
Is there actually just a thing that is a crunchy roll?
I think it's probably a sushi thing.
I know it's a sushi thing, because, I mean, it's weeb thing, so...
That's my guess. Is it a sushi reference?
I would guess as well, but again, I just don't know.
I don't know. Either way, it's morally correct to steal from them.
Honestly, yeah. It's always been morally correct to steal media.
You should always steal anime.
Piracy? It is in fact...
Steal it unless you're buying the physical copy.
Yeah.
That's it. End of story.
And even if you buy the physical copy, don't watch that.
Yeah, you probably want the better bootleg subs. Yeah. The bootleg subs are probably better. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, come on, guys.
They're not being paid to make good subtitles.
They're being paid to get that content out.
Yeah, the company is there to dub it. That's what it's for. So they don't want the subtitles to be good.
They want you to watch dub.
Like, unless it's somebody like, who is it? Discotheque, I think.
Yeah, they do pretty good stuff.
And like Shout.
Yeah.
They do a lot of subtitle only, so they at least make the subtitles good. But since you're watching it on like, you know, a DVD player or something, they don't add in all the cool fonts and other stuff that you can get on a computer.
The point is, Chad, always steal.
Always at least steal. You should start with stealing, then when you like it enough, buy it, but don't watch it on that. Continue watching your stolen version. That's what I do with stuff.
And then also, when you don't have money to buy it, just steal it. And then when you do have money to buy it, steal it.
Yeah.
No, you should...
Wait till the perfect edition comes out that you like the box for. And then buy it. And if that edition already came out 10 years ago and is really hard to get, you might be fucked.
Yeah, it's true. I wonder if it's against...
Like with Evangelion, you know?
Yeah. Is it against Twitch terms of service to constantly...
condone anime theft?
No, not condone. No, I guess, condone is okay.
If we were condemning it, we would be against it. We're condoning it.
English is a stupid fucking language.
Exactly.
Did I ever tell you how much trouble I got in because I didn't understand the difference between I mind and I don't mind as a child?
That's interesting. I have never heard that story.
Yeah, so
Your face looks good, though.
When I was first trying to figure out what words meant, like they always said, like, oh, mind your manners and things like that. So so it always was like, oh, you know, that word means like that is a positive thing. That is a controlling like kind of word. Mm-hmm. So when someone says that they mind, that means that they're aware of it and they're okay with it.
Gotcha.
I didn't understand that because I was like, hey, Mom, do you mind if I go to the car to go see if I left something in there? Mm-hmm. And she said, yes, I do mind. And I was like, okay, thank you. And then she was like, didn't say anything. I went to the car, came back, and she was like, why? Yeah, she was like, why did you go there? I told you I minded that. I was like, but that means you were aware of it and you were okay with it. She's like, that's not what that means. What are you talking about?
But I was minding my manners by asking.
Yeah. I was being on top of it. What do you...
You said you minded, so it was correct, right?
Yeah.
No, that one is a real one.
Yeah, so the English language is fucking stupid, so...
Yeah.
Things like where it's like... where you
Which is funny because they always say don't mind in Japanese, you know?
Yeah.
You'll hear them say it like in English.
Yeah, because... it's just weird because like having a negative be a positive just doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that as a kid, that definitely just could not figure that out, so... Mm-hmm. That's something that I will always hate. When people use positive to mean something negative.
Mm-hmm. It's like when someone's just like, I love it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, they hate it.
Yeah. That's why sarcasm just does not work on kids.
No, it really doesn't. On actual children and on kids who are only on the internet. You have to say /s after your sentence. IRL now.
It's tragic.
It really is.
Honestly. Mm-hmm. It's so sad. So sad.
It's just the way it goes now.
Yeah. This is how it goes now. This is how it goes now. Yeah, again, that just basically is like that words don't mean anything sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't remember if I had any weird thing like that. I don't remember stuff very well. So, at least anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, probably because it wasn't a traumatic experience that was attached to it.
Probably.
I mean, obviously that was very traumatic.
I could tell.
Yeah, you know.
Cars were involved.
Cars were involved, yes. The movie?
Yes, the movie Cars.
Way back in...
No, you fool! The Pillar Man!
Oh. No, you idiot. The band.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just something like that. Yeah, it would be pretty funny. Just the series of, no, you idiot, this. No, you fool. No, this.
But yeah, no, apparently the thing is, like, it's supposed to be, they're only going to have certain shows, and you can watch, like, the first few episodes of those shows with ads. Something like that.
Okay.
That's what they're starting, like, for next season.
So my next question is, are they getting rid of ghost stories?
Probably not.
Then we're fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
The world can still go on.
We can still tell people it's on Crunchyroll, and then they'll be like, I don't subscribe, and we'll be like, awesome, go watch it somewhere else. That's even better.
Isn't it like on YouTube still?
It might still be. It gets taken down every now and then, but someone puts it back up, just like everything else.
Yeah, like, look, not all heroes wear capes.
It's true. Some of them just upload ghost stories to YouTube constantly. So, and those are the brave ones.
Yeah,
Those
speaking of heroes that do
heroes.
wear capes, we did watch The Batman.
Yeah, we did. We watched The Batman last night. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't really have any, like, scalded
It was like...
hot takes. It was just, like, it's a bit too long. That's about it.
Yeah, it was long, but I think it was a solid Batman movie.
Yeah, it didn't feel like you didn't feel the 3 hours, if that makes sense.
There was one part where I was like, I know there's more to this movie just because I know it's 3 hours, you know?
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like, you know? I was like, it's still got more, you know, is what I knew. And so I was like kind of wondering where it was going to go, things like that. Like I was like, how are they going to get to 3 hours in this? I think it was probably around like 2 hour mark. I was wondering how, like, I'm like, what else is left in the movie? You know, like, how are they going to do it? Not like it's been wrapped up and they're stretching it out. Not like that.
No.
But like,
it's my thing was that it was like, what is it? Like when they caught the Riddler, I was like, okay, there has to be something more here.
yeah, same.
Because
that I knew.
Because like we saw at one point there was something in that cage that had a note in it before we even caught him.
Yeah.
And so we're like, and then it also had that like cut where it's like the cup and it shows the question mark.
Yeah.
They're like, they only show that if it's like something else is going down. We haven't fully solved the mystery yet.
Yeah, I wasn't like checking the time to know, you know, how much time is left, but it was pretty obvious that he wasn't going to just get caught for no reason. You know?
Because he's like, oh, I've already got what I need, you know.
Yeah.
My role is finished. I just need to wait for this part. My only other complaint is that last scene between him and Catwoman, that was too long.
I could feel you on that.
Where right before it cuts to black, I was like, look, I already know that they're going to do they're going down different paths sort of thing, so they have to go separate ways, and it's symbolic, and yada, yada.
I thought they were going to, because they were doing the shot from, like, kind of overhead, and I was like, damn, are they really going to Fast and the Furious this shit?
Right.
You know, like, they're going to use the same shot, from the air where the cars split.
Yeah.
I was like, are they really going to Fast and the Furious this shit? That was what I thought was going to happen. And then they went down the little tunnel, and I was like, this is where we're splitting.
But yeah, no, I was just like, okay, look, I know where this is going. You don't have to hang on this for as long as you are. Like the fact that they did that was like only annoying to me because I'm just like,
yeah, it was like that and the like really kind of forced making out between them. Like,
they didn't
really make out. I guess they just kind of like kissed a couple times, right?
Yeah, they only had a kiss everyone. Like they only had 2 kisses, and that was about it.
Yeah, but the first one just felt really forced, in my opinion. I don't know, you know?
Yeah, anytime they like were looking at each other, and you're like, man, I know they want to have this kiss scene.
Yeah.
And I really am not wanting them to have this kiss scene.
Yeah, I was like, this doesn't really feel like it fits in this movie.
And which is weird because they have such better chemistry off the camera.
Yeah.
From all those interviews you watch and things like that. And you're like, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I didn't get, like... There was some of that, like, sexual tension that they kind of put between Batman and Catwoman all the time.
Yeah.
But, like, it just didn't feel like it was really there in the right way in this movie.
I did like the constant joke where he never just says hi. And he always just is right behind her and it just says something. And you're like, yeah, that's pretty funny because he's, like, kind of socially awkward. Yeah,
no, that was pretty good. There was a lot of funny stuff with that.
Like, this Batman is much more socially awkward than most Batmans as well.
Yeah, it was interesting to see a Batman where, like, the Bruce Wayne is not suave.
Yeah.
Because normally Bruce Wayne is, like, suave.
Yeah. It definitely made me feel like, oh, this is a younger Bruce Wayne sort of type.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely younger than I feel like Bruce Wayne normally is. Yeah. Or at least he felt like it, for sure.
Because he's still figuring himself out, is where we're at.
Yeah.
My only other gripe was the ham-fisted thrown-in scene where you're like, oh, look, the Joker's here, guys.
That was a little...
Yeah, like, come on, guys.
That was a little weak.
Come on, man. We might have a sequel if you pay more money to go see this film.
I hope they actually don't put the Joker in the sequel.
I
think that franchise relies too much on the Joker. There's actually other very good villains.
Well, the problem is, though, is that this one has already decided that it wants to be hyper-realistic. So you can't...
That's true,
So you can't do a good number of Batman's villains, which is probably for the better, which sucks because I really like Clayface.
I like Mr. Freeze, a lot.
Yeah.
That Mr. Freeze animated movie is one of the best Batman things there is.
That is correct, yes.
End of story.
Yeah.
You can't debate on that.
No, I feel like anybody worth their, who considers himself a Batman fan will probably tell you the same.
Yeah, you can't realistically debate on that. Your argument is, I don't like Mr. Freeze, and that's it. And I wear shirts that have the Joker on them every day.
I will argue though that there is another film.
But I haven't seen that movie in 2 decades.
No, it's still good. Trust me.
I imagine it's still really good.
I know I've seen that movie I saw that movie within the last 5 years. It's still good. The only thing that I was thinking about, though, was that Mask of the Phantasm or whatever. Yeah. That movie's actually pretty good, too.
Yeah, no, that one's really good, too. Though both of those movies were very good.
Yeah.
They were both very, very good. And, yeah, it is tough to decide which one was better. But, again, I haven't watched either of them in, 2 decades.
I would argue still that the Mr. Freeze film is better.
I do know they're both amazing.
But, the Mr. Freeze film, I think... I think that movie's just a better Batman movie on its own, just because it's got a villain. Mm-hmm. It has, it can stand alone. I feel like with Mask of Phantasm, you need to know who people are in a lot of ways.
Okay, I don't even remember the plot of the movie. I just remember that it was good.
So the Mask of Phantasm involves this character who is Bruce Wayne's old flame.
Oh, okay, that's the girl in the movie. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember, very little about the movie, other than, like I said, I watched it when I was a kid, and it was very good.
And you get to see, it involves, the Joker in a very minimal way.
Okay.
Because the Joker, you see a lot of flashbacks of him before he became the Joker, when he was still, human.
Gotcha.
Quote, unquote. And, so what you're okay, this is supposed to be this is supposed to be whoever, because there's, they make a lot of callbacks to people before they became who they were. In that regard, but at the same time, though, it's really good because it also leans into the more human aspect of Bruce Wayne as a character. Okay. Because this character, the Phantom, who's going around killing all of the mobsters and stuff is very similar to what Selena Kyle's character in the Batman movie was trying to do.
Okay.
But this person's actually getting away with it. Well, actually, technically, it's more what the Riddler was doing.
The Riddler was doing it more. She just wanted to get the one guy.
Yeah, but that reason was... Well, okay, it's they split the Mask of Phantasm's character into 2 characters. Selena Kyle's character and...
the Riddler?
And the Riddler. Because the masked person was killing off all these mobsters because they had connections to the person that killed their father.
Gotcha.
And then you find out the Mask of Phantasm is actually the woman that is Bruce Wayne's old flame.
Gotcha.
And it's it talks a bit about the crossing the line and what is it that makes Batman Batman in that regard. And so it's very good and does a good spot of that, but it does rely heavily on other characters to if you have to know more Batman lore to be able to understand what's going on.
Gotcha.
Is why I feel like while it's a really good movie, if you're not into Batman, you probably wouldn't like it.
Okay.
Is my review of that film. But this movie was okay.
I thought it was fine.
The more I think about it, I'm not sure it's the greatest Batman movie I've seen.
Honestly, I don't think it has to be the greatest Batman movie.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
a decent film at this point.
It's just weird because
Because I didn't even see the whole thing of the last one, but I know it was very poorly received.
Which was the last one?
Wasn't the last one the Nolan one?
Is that the last one?
Was that the last one, or did they make one in between this? Not counting animated, obviously.
Yeah, I'm not counting. I'm trying to think of the last live-action Batman. It probably is that.
I thought it was the third Nolan one.
I think it is, and that movie is not very good.
Yeah.
Because it's a little all over the place.
I only saw part of it. And then, like I said, that was funny because that was when Shane like told his kids to go to sleep, and so he turned it off.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about it. Yeah, it's like
I'm looking right here.
I think that is the last live
Let's
action
see.
Batman anything. At least anything that was worth noting.
Lego Batman. How could we forget Lego Batman?
Well, that's...
Justice League. I guess.
Oh,
Batman is in Justice League.
Right.
I don't know if I would count that as a Batman movie.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a standalone film. His whole entire purpose was to be play counterpart to what's his face, Superman.
Superman. Yeah, I wouldn't count that as a Batman film.
No, I wouldn't either.
So because since then the Batman has only been in like DC Universe stuff and
Trying
not
to,
anything by himself.
Yeah,
and I actually like that this is pretty separate from that stuff.
Yeah, I guess again, also I really like the set design. I like that it was much more.
I always feel like Batman just works better in that lower setting, you know? Like,
yeah.
Because again, that's what I remember from Batman the Animated Series, you know, as a kid. Is like, this is Batman, he's in Gotham, he's gonna fuck some shit up, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's like, most superheroes don't really work whenever the universe gets too big.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. Like, none of this stuff ends up, like, because it gets too big, it stops making much sense, because you're gonna get to the weird intergalactic shit.
The only person I feel like works like that is, like, obviously, like, Superman.
Yeah, because he's from space. Yeah,
he's from space, you know.
That's why
he has a longer history of, like, quote unquote defending the Earth. You know, at least in my opinion. I don't actually know. I'm not really a comic book fan or anything like that.
Right. I know. I'm just saying. Like Batman definitely works better in a small scale.
Batman. Because again, Batman is a detective. You know.
Yeah, and that's why
he's
Spider-Man.
from Detective Comics.
Yeah.
Ra's al Ghul calls him the detective. So if it's like in this movie and you didn't like Batman actually investigating shit, that really doesn't make sense.
Yeah. What was it? No, I think you'd be and you're also like just what is it?
Me?
No. Batman. Same with Spider-Man. Spider-Man's the same way. Like when you get to the Defenders characters, they work way better when it's just whatever's going on in New York. Yeah, because that's all you need it to be. You don't need it to be this crazy like, oh shit, man, multiple universes.
Yeah, 7,000 different universes. It's like, it works every now and then. Like, the Spider-Man one is fun because Spider-Man is a cool character, but I don't think the Doctor Strange one seems that interesting.
No, it probably won't be.
Which is funny, because even Sabrina was there and she was watching it and she's like, I've got a bad kind of gut feeling about that. And she still goes and watches some of those movies, so.
Yeah, again, I would rather just go watch that.
The other one, right?
Everything everywhere happening at once.
That looked way more interesting.
Yeah, because again, it's just doing something unique with the idea of it. Like
it looked a bit like it looked funny. Like it seemed like there could be some interesting stuff in it and things like that. Yeah,
it looked like it was trying to do something different. And
they were trying to do something different.
And that's all you can ever really ask for in these kinds of shitty fucking films.
Yeah. Yeah, if someone's willing to do something different these days, it might actually be worth checking out.
Yeah, because like most of the films,
because they have to take so many safe bets because they just have investors to please to make money.
Most films just kind of fucking suck, and I just don't bother with them.
They don't have to make a good film to make money.
Yeah,
they just stick characters in it that people like. The movie is there. It sells,
Yeah, you're just there to make, for your entertainment, and then you call it a day.
Yeah, the 87th Captain America movie doesn't have to be a good film. It just has to have Captain America in it for the 87th time.
Pretty much, yeah. Hey, jaded.
Right. I still like some movies that come out. At least there's some I want to see that I haven't seen.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
I really wanted to see that Lighthouse movie, speaking of, since we were talking about Robert Pattinson.
Yeah,
that looked really cool, though.
Yeah, I also still want to see this Bullet Train movie.
Yes, that Bullet Train movie does look good. That actually looks cool as fuck.
Because it looks like a film that's like trying something interesting in the way that it's presented.
It's the American version of Bacano.
The American version of Bacano.
And Bacano is just cool. So.
Yeah, and Bacano is sweet. Yeah,
so anyone who's at least trying to rip off Bacano.
Yeah, you're probably doing it.
You've probably got something going on here.
You've picked a good source material to steal from. Therefore, I'm at least going to try to give you a bit more of my time.
Yes, definitely.
And, like, I don't even, like, I'm not a big Brad Pitt fan, but he's usually good in whatever he's in.
Yeah, he is a good actor, though.
Yeah.
So...
I didn't really care for Mr. and Mrs. Smith, though.
I mean, it was whatever.
But yeah.
I wouldn't watch it again. I watched it one time, I think, when my mom rented it.
Yeah, I just remember that.
So, I mean,
that's only
I'm going for it.
That's like the Brad Pitt film that made me, like, not want to watch Brad Pitt movies anymore.
I think that was at the height of, like, Brangelina. So that's kind of why.
No, I get you. Don't get me wrong.
So
I'm just remembering it and just going like, man, I fucking just cannot watch this film.
Yeah.
Because it's just not very interesting.
I think that was also, like, it's not, I don't know if that's, like, in the middle of the, like, a lot of shoot 'em up kind of movies were coming out at the time, or if it's, like, right at the beginning of it. Because obviously the movie Shoot 'em Up hadn't come out yet, but that movie is hilarious.
Yeah, because it's a parody.
Yeah, it's basically meant to be like just a dumb, of everything from that.
Yeah.
And Clive Owen is just amazing.
Oh yeah, he's great.
That guy's like, there was some random fucking ad on YouTube came up, and it was him driving some car, and I was like, hold on, I have to see what this is. Like,
yeah.
Because it was actually presented more like a movie, and the ad was actually some sort of weird short film, and I was like, I'm not buying this car, but this was a pretty interesting short film. Yeah, right. Like, I think it was like an 11-minute ad or something. And it was like him, driving the car, doing whatever, some other stuff like that. And I was just like, you've got me. Well played. Well played.
You've got my attention, but I ain't buying shit.
Well played, yeah.
Like, also, like, the person who played the Riddler, I had forgotten, like...
I don't even know who that guy is.
So, did you ever see Little Miss Sunshine?
Is he the teenage
guy?
The kid?
The kid who was like took a vow of silence.
Blind?
Yeah.
Wow, that's him?
Yeah, that's him.
That's crazy. I can't believe that.
Yeah, no, I was fucking insane. I was shocked.
I can't believe that's him.
Yeah, he's actually in a lot of random things.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, I was looking up his IMDb. He's in The Sopranos for a couple seasons. He just has a lot of like minor roles, but he's always getting like best supporting actor, this, that, and the other. And then he's like, apparently he wrote and directed a movie already. Like,
that's pretty sick.
Yeah, it was with like it was a family movie, but with Jake Gyllenhaal, and I can't remember what I can't remember what it's called of him, but I was like, this guy's just like.
Did I ever tell you that story about the old lady getting the tickets for Little Miss Sunshine?
No.
She was like, it was like me and someone else. We're like at the theaters and we're getting our tickets, and at the same time, there is this old lady who's like 1 adult and 3 kids for Little Miss Sunshine, and we're like, hold on, what? Like we hear her, and then like I think the guy at the thing told her, and she's like, wait, what? It's rated R. like she just saw the title and thought it was a kids movie. Was gonna bring her grandkids to it.
Oh, she would have gotten in so much trouble.
That was hilarious. She was like, it's rated R. Like, that was so funny.
Oh man, yeah, she would have not had a good time.
I was dying laughing. I'm like, oh my god, did this old lady just only see the title of the movie? She just walked up to the counter and was like, oh, Little Miss Sunshine, yes, that seems like the movie,
Yeah, probably.
That's what it was like. Just didn't plan anything, just had the kids and was like, I'm gonna buy 4 tickets to the first movie I see, That's what it must have been. It was insane. It was so weird.
That is a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that fucking cracked me up. I've never forgot it. That must have been, that's, when the movie was in theaters. I've never forgotten that. Yeah, it was so
I was so shocked that dude was the Riddler.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that was him.
That's him.
That's pretty cool.
He's a really good actor. I was like, hey, man, I never knew who this guy was. And then, like, my buddies are like, oh, nah, dude, that guy is, like, really famous. Like, what? He's like, yeah, he was in Little Miss Sunshine. He's the guy. Like,
yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's crazy. I was like, what the fuck? This is insane.
But yeah. It doesn't have to be the best Batman movie to be an RA movie.
Pretty much.
Would I watch it again? Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Like, I've got everything I need.
It's 3 hours. Like, I
got work.
If my friends were going to watch it, I'd be like...
You can put it on in the background.
Yeah, I would wonder why I'm there for 3 hours. I don't know what the situation is. I would sit in the same room with it playing, though, for sure.
If it's like at the lake house, maybe, if someone said, let's watch it. But again, we could watch like a fucking bad movie at that point.
Yeah, we could watch 2 movies. We could watch Deathbed twice.
Pretty much.
In the span of the Batman.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, yeah, that would be like if someone else just didn't want to do something and was like, the Batman was on TV.
Yeah, if it was on TV.
If I was taking a break from something and walked over, you know, I mean, like, it was on the TV. Like, they put it on, you know?
Right, I totally get you, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not on my own volition.
Like when we were just hanging out and watched a movie, and watched fucking, what was that fucking movie? Oh, God, that was terrible.
Oh, Expendables?
No. When we were at the lake house. We watched that fucking blaxploitation movie that we thought... Black Samurai, yeah. Black Samurai, where he had a katana for 4 seconds.
Yeah, and just dropped it every time.
Nothing. Yeah, it was terrible. I was like, how are they going to do Jim Kelly dirty like this?
Honestly.
But, if it was like that, you know, like we were like, I'm not into whatever, you know, if someone who hadn't seen it was like flipping and they're like, oh, the Batman is on, you know? Like... Yeah. Maybe if I took a break, like if I was knocked out of the game or something, I'd come over, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't bad. I don't think it was bad.
Yeah. No, I would never say it was bad.
No, I thought it was a fine Batman movie. Although I said this when we were watching, but I'm going to say it again for Twitch. I thought it was really goofy when Batman was there with the soldiers at the end.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Like,
yeah, that was weird.
That was just kind of, like, really goofy looking. I'm like, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah, that's like...
I was like, what was going through their mind? Were they just like... Who is this guy? Yeah. You know, like, I don't know how widespread Batman was known in this Batverse.
Yeah.
You know?
Again, like, he seemed very, you know...
It seemed kind of localized still.
Yeah.
You know, so, like, a National Guard comes from 2 states over, you know?
Right.
And they're just like, wait, who the fuck is this guy?
Don't
Bat outfit, you know?
Don't worry, he's fine. He's harmless.
Yeah, like I said, it reminded me of the, like, post 9/11 kind of propaganda stuff they would do, you know? It's like... Oh, you know, so you put this in the movie and it's like Batman is working hand in hand with the soldiers, you know.
Yeah, it's not nearly...
You need to enlist and go kill terrorists.
It's not nearly as egregious as a Michael Bay film.
No, God, no, it's not that bad or anything. Yeah. But it's like reminding me of it, you know what I mean? Like, of like, oh, I remember when they would do this more often, you know?
Yeah. Seems like we need to do it again. We're not getting enough troops.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, again, there's a lot of like scenes in that movie that I'd be like, this could probably not be here, and this, that, and the other. But like overall, it was like, this is a fine feature film.
I thought it was a fine movie. Again, as long as it was better than the last Batman movie. I think that's all it had to be, honestly.
Yeah, it literally just had to be better than Batman versus Superman.
That, actually, yeah, it just had to be better than that one.
Pretty much, and that's not...
I wasn't even thinking of the Nolan... I was thinking of the Nolan one, but yeah, if it's better than Batman versus Superman...
Because that's like the last thing that's Batman that's in people's minds, so...
Yeah. Yeah, being better than Batman versus Superman is all you need to be. And I think it definitely... I didn't even see that movie, and I know this was better.
Yeah.
So... Oh, yes, dude, the fucking black, like, hockey.
Yeah.
The Black Lightning shit.
Yeah.
So dope.
It always is.
Yeah, so it was better than that movie, which I think was what it needed to be.
Which is funny, because that's kind of a low bar, but, you know, at the same time, you'd be shocked.
You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. And again, like...
It's like how Star Wars Episode 7 only needed to be better than Episode 3.
Yeah.
And, like, I think that was why I originally liked it. Yeah. Like, when I saw it in theaters, because I was like, wow, this is like watching an actual Star Wars movie. And that was because it was basically, like, super parasitic of the first one, you know, of 4, like the original trilogy, but it only needed to be that to defeat Episode 3, so...
Yeah, it's just funny, too, because, like, you know, Star Wars is mostly an allegory for, like, anti-fascism and the war in Vietnam and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like that. World War II, mostly.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, now, it, like, you watch it and you're like, wow, they're really, like, into this fucking fascism thing. They, like, they, like, really love it.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird fans who are like, oh, man, the Empire is my shit, you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird, you know?
Oh, yeah, it doesn't... I mean, like, it makes sense.
Yeah. It makes sense in context because, you know, Americans love fascism.
Yeah, but, like...
But it's just kind of funny to think about.
Yeah, because, like... George Lucas himself is like talking about it. It's like, yeah, I did this because I wanted to talk about, you know, it was currently the war in Vietnam was going on. And, you know, there was all this, and you know, It was very similar. It felt very like this, and this, and you can tell where he was at when he made episode 4, and you can tell where he was when he made the original trilogy.
You can tell where he was when he made episode 1. He was waiting for the check to come in. That's where he was.
Yeah, exactly.
He was right at the bank, expecting them to hand him all the money in the world.
Pretty much.
That's where he was. He had been camping out there since he wrote the script on a napkin. So.
Again, though, I don't like to give him too much shit.
I mean, he got his bag,
Yeah. I just a lot of the people who like or are quote unquote fans of Star Wars are pretty much the worst sort of people. Because again, it has to be a specific way, and if it's not done the way they want it.
Star Wars is a very weird one.
I try to be more like. I don't want to be like, what is it? What do you call it?
It's hard to...
A George Lucas apologist, but
it's hard to be like... Yeah, it's tough because those... so many of those movies are just objectively not good, but you can still like Star Wars because you like lightsabers. You don't have to like objectively good movies to like a lightsaber.
Pretty much, yeah. I will say it is getting a little like there's a bunch of like Star Wars books and things like that, and they're usually pretty fun. My biggest complaint though is every time they get a little too crazy on the lightsaber design.
Ah, okay.
Because like there was one where it was just like like the 2-sword thing,
like from Advent Children.
Yeah.
Like someone had a double katana lightsaber?
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it was dumb in that movie.
Well, because that's a real weapon IRL.
Yeah. It just looks goofy.
It looks goofy, but it makes sense IRL because what it was supposed to do is it's supposed to cut so close that you couldn't heal the wound.
Yeah.
But a lightsaber just cuts right through you. Yeah,
you don't need that.
Like, it just cuts right through you. Like, the only thing that I'm, like, looking at a lightsaber for is that I think the furthest you need to go is with Darth Maul.
Yeah.
On the 2-sided lightsaber.
Yeah, after, like, Darth Maul and, like, fucking Count Dooku. Like, the Count Dooku one makes sense because you can hold it, like, a different way and you can, like, fight a little bit different because he has that curve style.
Yeah, and I actually appreciate that.
So that's really cool, What is it? There's some girl from the book who I think like the hilt is like a Rancor fang or something. That's pretty cool. But it's not doing anything weird with the blade.
Yeah, there was one. I remember one from an extended universe thing where it had in the back of it had like a shotgun sort of thing.
That's cool. That's pretty cool. Like a laser pistol or something.
Yeah, something like that.
It
just looked like
it's pretty cool.
It made more sense if it was like a shotgun, if I was to call it that. But yes.
Oh, okay.
Because it just like it did a debris kind of spray.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't. Okay. It was lasers, but it looked like.
Okay, it was like a laser shotgun.
Yeah. It's hard to describe because
a laser shotgun. That's it. That's
but
what
it's
you
like
need to say.
It's just because it sounds really dumb when you say a laser shotgun.
Yeah, but that's what it was though.
Yeah, it's just weird to say it that way. That's on me. But and then there was another one in those animated TV shows, the CG the animated ones, Clone Wars or whatever.
Okay.
Where a guy had a Darth Maul kind of thing, but it was on it spun.
Oh, okay.
So he could we can have 1 or 2 out at the time because I don't like how Darth.
So it's like when General Grievous was spinning all his arms.
Yeah,
pretty much.
But it was just on a thing, so it would spin for him, so he could do weird shit with it.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting.
And so again, I think that there are much more interesting ways to do a lightsaber. That is not one of them.
We need someone who has a glove that has lightsaber claws, like Freddy Krueger.
See, I would be down for that.
That's what we need.
I would want it to be as dumb as Captain Kuro's, though.
Yeah, okay, I could see that too. They're like giant on his hands.
It doesn't seem very practical.
No, that's horrendously impractical. I mean, the katana claws are impractical as fuck too. So.
Oh, yeah.
But no, like a Freddy Krueger glove though, or like some Vega claws.
Yeah,
lightsaber Vega claws.
Yeah, I'd be down.
That would fucking work. That would fucking work. I'd be down for that.
Yeah,
there must be some extended universe character who has that.
Probably. Again, like, but just the what is it? The two lightsaber saber. Kylo Ren's lightsaber is like okay.
Kylo Ren's lightsaber is it's whatever.
It's like I'm fine with it. Like everyone who was getting really mad about it looked pretty stupid, but like
there's no point in getting mad over it. It's not really like It's kind of practical because, you know, you can... Because that happens, you know, when they're like this... So then you just go like, you know, like, didn't he burn someone like that in the movie? That's practical, at least.
Yeah, it was that, and then also it was the reason they had it like that because the splitting effect was so it could look a little bit more wild. So they wanted to make his, you know, a bit more unique and memorable.
It matches his personality also because it's supposed to be like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
No, yeah, that was
thematic.
It was very thematic for his character. Yeah, I was like, this makes sense
because that's kind of the whole reason they changed the lightsabers. They were all supposed to just be white originally, anyway. They only gave them colors to be thematic, so they would look better in a fight. Yeah,
exactly. And then that's why Mace Windu was purple, because Samuel Jackson wanted to see his character in the middle of the screen, you know, while he's going around. Yeah. So they're all very, you know, like, for purpose of, like, what is it? Like
visual. It's cinematic. You know, it's a thematic, cinematic kind of thing. It's in film. You know, so like it has to be like that.
Yeah. And
like if it was a comic and it was in black and white, they'd all look some sort of grayscale until there was a color page.
No, what would probably actually end up happening is...
Or they'd be white. That way they're not animated.
No. What they would be is they would be white for the heroes and they'd be black for the villains.
Just straight up black. Yeah, that makes sense too.
Yeah, because
I'm trying to think of a way to not use as much ink. You know, like making the Super Saiyan hair white, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Or blonde. It's blonde, but it's white when it's drawn, you know? So it saves on ink.
Yeah.
So that was why Toriyama did it.
Yeah. But like having a black line is not that big a deal.
Yeah, usually. That's true. I guess, it wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah, and like, again, like, the point is that, there are, like...
I know they do have some Star Wars mangas and stuff like that. I forgot how they actually do the lightsabers. I think they are kind of like that more.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've looked at those.
Again, the Star Wars franchise, I can't, like... fault it for being what it is because it's just a product that needs to sell.
Yeah, it's a product that sells. You know, and like the stuff that sells the most is the nostalgic stuff off of the original one. So everything has to be really parasitic from it, mostly.
Yeah. Again, I mean, I'll watch films that take risks more than not because
that was kind of why I liked Rogue One, because at least it was like, this is a Star Wars film that's not about 50 people using lightsabers or whatever.
Yeah, lightsabers were like not involved.
Yeah, there's barely any shit like that. It's just more about like normal ass people generally. Yeah. And I was like, okay, this seems interesting. Like, what do people have to do when they can't just use the Force? You know, like the will of the Force and whatever.
Yeah, again, also the Force being scientized was pretty rough too.
Yeah. Definitely that like really destroyed it, I think.
You can take a blood.
There's no mysticism left in the Force.
Man, can you
once you're like, I believe in the will of the Force, and then it's like, all right, that's like saying you've given up your will to, you know, dirt particles in the air or whatever, you know. It's like, I trust the dirt, you know.
I mean, I trust the dirt every day.
So, you know.
I trust the dirt every day I take a walk outside.
Damn, he's so true. He follows the will of the dirt.
I follow the will of D.
The will of D. Right? The D stands for dirt.
Yeah. Bet y'all didn't know.
But...
yeah.
It's the will of Joe Dirt.
Oh.
Now that I would believe.
That I would believe, too.
That I would believe. But yeah, no. Just making it so I can, you know, have a Jedi test that's more reliable than a COVID test. You know? Was like, oh, mystery's gone. You are a Jedi, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Okay, sure.
That's why a lot of the extended universe things are a little bit better. Like, everyone loved the Boba Fett stuff.
Yeah,
and then
I've heard that's really good, the Boba Fett thing.
Yeah, and then
the Mandalorian.
Yeah, the Mandalorian. Because, again, like, those are not from the original, like, you know, they're not in the original kind of universe in the way. If that makes sense.
Not the same way.
They're not focusing.
They're not the Skywalker saga. The Darth Sidious 9-movie series.
Palpatine saga.
Yeah.
The Xehanort saga.
Yeah,
if you will.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're not part of the. I do like the Palpatine saga. That's what it'll be known as from now on.
I think that's actually what it is called.
All 9 of those movies will be known as the Palpatine saga.
Like,
he was the real main character.
Yeah, because that's what I kind of liked a bit about the prequel series. And I'll probably be canceled for saying anything positive about the prequel series.
Okay, what are you going to say, though?
I mean, that Palpatine is an interesting character.
Oh, yeah, he's like the only person who is a real character, who is moving towards a goal. Everyone else is just kind of like reacting to him or written really dumb.
Well, because, like, you want to know how he came to power, and that's why these films basically exist.
Kind of. I mean, they're there to show you how Darth Vader gets in the suit.
Yeah.
But to get Darth Vader in the suit, Emperor Palpatine has to become the Emperor.
Yeah,
so.
And then you find out that Darth Vader isn't the Emperor, it's, Palpatine. There's someone
Well, you knew he wasn't the Emperor, though.
When you were watching the original trilogy, and you got to... Because I think the original...
No, it's in the second one where they show the Emperor for the first time.
Do they show him in the second one? I thought it was the third
No, they
one.
show him he's there in Empire Strikes Back.
You're right, he is in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah,
there's that one
he's
scene.
never... And there's a part, I think, in the first movie where they say something about the Emperor.
Yeah, but they don't show
him in the first one.
Yeah, they don't show him. And the Emperor is a very enigmatic character in the original trilogy.
He only appears like in holograms and then at the very end.
Yeah.
If I remember.
Right. That's probably what I'm thinking of.
I think. He might show up like one other time.
I cannot remember if he physically shows up in the original trilogy, the sequel. Because again,
he's in the very last movie where they fight.
Yeah, I know he's in the very
chamber.
I know that.
He's in holograms a couple times.
I know that, but I couldn't remember if he actually makes a visit.
I just can't remember if they in the second film, no, he's not physically there. He's there as a hologram.
Okay, because that was something I was thinking about too.
I'm about 90% sure he only shows up as a hologram in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, but again,
because they went back and edited his hologram.
Yes, I do remember that.
When they redid it.
Yeah, that's also annoying too. Is that film was very hard to find without all the shitty edits to do it.
You have to go online and find the demastered or demake or whatever. I forgot what it's called.
I thought it was demake.
I can't remember what you search it as.
But no, it's probably demaster. I'm thinking
probably demastered
because I'm thinking of Bloodborne
demake.
But yeah, we were just talking about that the other day.
Cannot remember what it's actually called. But I do have those downloaded somewhere.
Which is good.
At least the latest versions of them. So I can't remember if they finally finalized them at some point. But they kept kind of working on them, as best they could. Yeah.
Because again,
it's really interesting, the idea that, finding the original version would just be impossible. Because even the first few versions of it are different than the theatrical version, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
So,
which makes sense,
Yeah, so those are meant to be edited as far back to the theatrical version with the actual negatives and everything. They have the actual negatives for the film. Yeah. And they scan them all.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, right? That's fucking sick.
But yeah, no, the prequel series is good. It has good things about it because it's interesting to see the character Palpatine.
Yeah, I mean, he's the only good character. Everyone else, they make very weird and questionable decisions sometimes.
Well, it's because, that's the hardest part about writing a tragedy, is because a tragedy is only as good as your care for the characters and how believable it is that they would do these things.
Yeah, because it's we already know that Anakin has to become Darth Vader. So how are we going to do this? Okay, we're going to have everyone make as many bad decisions as they can and push him into a corner to become Darth Vader. That's how we're going to do it. You know?
That's bad.
That doesn't sound very appealing if you say it that way.
Yeah.
Which, is what it actually is if you examine it.
Yeah.
Everyone just constantly makes bad decisions.
Yeah.
And, acts out of character, quote unquote, but they don't really have a character. You know, if you're going off of their established characters from later, or even from before, from what they say in the films sometimes, then they're very off character.
Yeah. Because again, Yoda is talking about, things like that, what it means to be a Jedi, all that stuff, and it just doesn't actually mean anything. Because the problem with it is, the Jedi always, felt like a mysterious group.
And then you could just go to the Jedi Council
pretty easily.
You could just walk up to them or whatever. That's what it seemed like. It's the Jedi Council's right here. They do whatever.
And it also made it seem like it was a weird religion, but they were political. They
weren't even a religion in the prequels.
Yeah, they were just kind of what is it? They were just a political thing that you would talk. They would go.
Yeah, there were some hippies that sat around and people would ask them questions, I guess. And for some reason, they'd let them lead their war,
Or be diplomats for whatever.
Yeah, when you feel like they would be a neutral party, but they're here, you know.
Honestly, I mean,
it's very confusing.
It would have been definitely more interesting if they had tried to stay neutral the entire time, and then it was only because of something that Palpatine orchestrated that made them become no longer neutral.
Yeah, it was weird. They're just like there on Coruscant
for a diplomatic mission,
and they do whatever. They just hang out on Coruscant all day. Yeah, 'cause that's just where they hang out.
Yeah, it was very
sure, you know. I don't know. Yeah. At least in the Knights of the Old Republic game, it's way more mystical kind of. They have their own planet or whatever they hang out on, where that academy is.
Yes,
that's where most of them are, if I remember right.
Oh, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
But again, there's like so many ways you can have made that film better. But I think that there are parts of the prequel trilogy that aren't as bad as people give it crap for, because there are things that are interesting and ideas that could be like explored.
I mean, it's like that with anything that's bad overall.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, like that's my like kind of lukewarm take on it, is that there are probably some interesting things that could be learned.
I think they're largely worthless as any sort of film for anyone who actually wants to watch anything in that universe.
Yeah.
They're entirely useless. The only thing they're good for is like the history of cinema in like the implementation of CG. Yeah. Like, because that is one of those films' major like quote unquote achievements is just the ridiculous amount of CG that's in them, you know?
Speaking of ridiculous amount of CG, Marvel films.
Exactly.
There is a joke I saw where it was the Joker if it was made by Marvel, and that scene where he's on the staircase, instead of it being shot in the bad part of New York that it's in, it's on a green screen.
Obviously.
And I was just like, oh man, I hate this because it's really fucking true.
Yeah. Yeah, because that kind of technology is like a really huge double-edged sword. Mm-hmm. You know, it can be used to make anything and everything, but at the same time, being able to make anything and everything can be kind of boring. Yeah.
I would agree.
And I still like the effects from Ray Harryhausen movies better anyway.
Again, yeah.
I think they look cooler. That's me, though.
I did like that in the first movie they kept Yoda as a puppet.
Yeah. Yeah, Puppet Yoda.
I had forgotten that he was a puppet when I saw that. Because then I remembered watching it again at one point and be like, wait, he was a puppet in this film? Because I remember only him from the second and third.
The later ones.
Yeah. Because like he's a puppet in this film.
Yeah, if you watch the later release of that, he's CG'd over also.
Yeah, which is weird.
He's not a puppet anymore.
Again, that's also just very bizarre, the idea of like
constantly going back and updating the movie.
Yeah.
That is very weird. Those are some of the only movies that I know that are like that.
Yeah.
I don't know any other films that have been edited so much.
No, I couldn't.
Than those like 6 films. Specifically the 4 through 6. Specifically, those have so many different edits and versions. Yeah. Which is just so weird to think about.
It's also very weird. Well, it's not weird because it makes sense in a vacuum. When they were talking about like, you know, we really didn't have much of a plan for these when we decided to do the, you know, sequel series. Because you're like, well, that fucking makes a lot of sense. But at the same time, like, why would you make this if you didn't have a plan?
You're talking about 7 through 9, right?
Yeah, 7 through 9.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so weird to me that like Disney could spend billions on this franchise and just have no earthly idea what is going to happen to it. Yeah. They just like hand it to random people and are like, hey man, just do something with our multi-billion-dollar franchise. Yeah. You know, that like everyone has been waiting for, you know.
We don't really care.
Yeah, we don't really care what you do with it because it'll make money anyway. So
yeah, it's just also weird too because again, like they gave it to all the. I mean, they have because every Star Wars film had a different director.
So yeah, the original ones are like that too.
So no, that's what I was trying to say. The original ones had their different directors, so they wanted to try to emulate that, but it just didn't work because you had fucking multiple directors that were just jerking themselves off.
They apparently didn't like each other.
And they didn't like each other.
Yeah, because I think, doesn't Ryan Johnson not like J.J. Abrams?
No, he does not. And
that's why he made the movie like that, right?
Yeah, to kind of negate everything he did. And to be fair, like, I also hate J.J. Abrams. I think everything he's done is not very good.
Yeah, I don't really care. I just know there's a lot of lens flares lately. I'm like, sure, man, lens flares, let's do it, you know?
Like, none of the film is like, all the films that J.J. Abrams have done have really contributed nothing to society, so they're like not very...
Let's go look at J.J. Abrams' discography, if you will.
The only film that I also... Rian Johnson, his film that I really liked was Knives Out.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. That's funny, because me and Sabrina were just talking about that movie.
That movie's actually very good.
I heard it was good.
It has a very good... I haven't seen a good whodunit in forever.
Okay, so here is J.J. Abrams' filmography. Taking Care of Business, he was the writer on that, which he co-wrote with someone else. That is a good movie, though, I think, right? Is that the... No, actually, which one is this one? I thought that was the Tom Cruise movie, but that's Risky Business. I was like, wait... Which movie is this one?
When you say Taking Care of Business,
I was like, I actually don't know this
Wait, hold on, no,
Never mind, this is a random Jim Belushi.
Yeah, no,
I'm thinking of Risky Business, and then I looked at the year, and I'm like, that's not the right year.
Yeah, I was like, hold on. No,
Regarding Henry, which I don't know this one either.
You're like, you're
Forever Young, I don't know. Gone Fishing, though? All right, Joe Pesci, Danny Glover. All right, he did work on this. He co-wrote this movie.
Yeah.
I could argue this is the height of his career, even though this is a bad movie. It's a movie for kids. It's funny. Well, I don't know if it's supposed to be for kids, but I think it's rated like PG. And I saw it as a child.
Yeah.
So it means it's a kid's movie.
It's true. Go on.
What?
What else has he done? Like...
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was actually interested in if this movie was a box office failure or not.
Oh, gotcha.
Which is what I'm going to look up right now.
Probably is.
Budget, $53 million. Box office, 19.7. Clearly, this was a masterpiece.
Clearly.
All right. Oh, Armageddon. He was co-wrote that with someone. Okay, so that's an alright movie. Joyride, co-writer and producer. Mission Impossible 3. He's the director and co-writer.
That movie's shit.
Isn't that the worst one?
That is the worst one. That's
the absolute worst one, right?
The absolute worst one. Holy shit.
I think even Muhammad... Did Muhammad not want to watch that? No, that's the second one, I think, right? Because he was like, everyone has a mask, and she has a mask, and the rock climbing. I think that's the second one. I just remember that.
I just know that the third one is with Philip Seymour Hoffman, and that movie fucking was ass.
I remember it was pretty
because I had never seen a Mission Impossible film before. And then I went to see the third one in the theaters because every one of my friends was like, oh, it's a really great series, you'll love it. And I watched it like, this is a fucking shitty movie.
The only thing I remember is that we put it on and turned the volume up so that me and my girlfriend could make out and no one would hear us making out in my room. That's the best part of that movie, I think.
Honestly.
That was all it was good for. So it was as good as any other TV volume making film. That's it.
You did it.
So,
yeah.
It works perfectly for that, if you ever need that, kids. Star Trek.
Yeah, that movie's bad. He actually doesn't even like Star Trek either, which was even funnier.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't really like... I didn't watch it, but I also...
I saw it.
On it. All I know is that there's a million lens flares. That's the joke, is all the lens flares.
Yeah, it's not a very good film either.
So... There's some weird stuff in it too, technically, for Star Trek, like how they're building the ship on like Earth so young Kirk can see it, even though they never built starships like that on Earth because it would be really hard to get them off the ground.
Yeah,
like
he actually didn't read any lore on Star Trek. He kind of just made a movie.
I mean, it is like a reboot, so you don't need to know any lore other than the characters' names and their basic function.
Yeah, pretty much.
So.
I
kind of think you probably didn't need to know anything about it. Like, if some company came and told me and was like, hey, we need a reboot of whatever, I'd be like, let me look at 3 pictures and read the Wikipedia article.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've got this, you know?
That's pretty much what happened, yeah.
We're going to take this in a completely different direction, and I've got this. I've copy and pasted every character's name into the script.
You got it, man.
We've done this.
Pretty much how it went down.
Let's see. What else? Super 8. I thought that was like a TV show. Oh, no. Is this the one with the kids that film stuff?
Yeah, but that's a different one. There's another one that's like that. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking of that show where the 8 people are like connected.
Yeah. I know what you're thinking of. So
this is the one where the kids film themselves with superpowers.
Yes, there's another one that's better though. It's just called Super.
Okay.
That, like, legit, Super came out, and then Super 8 came out, like, a year later.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
And because Super was a really good film, because it actually did found footage fairly interesting, because the main character was a reclusive, kind of, like, antisocial character who wanted to be a film guy, and, like, was always trying to, like, film everything, because he was trying to be in it. He was, like, constantly told he was creepy and things like that.
Okay.
And then he ends up becoming the villain of the film. Because, like, people ostracize him and shit like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, that was actually a good movie. Super 8 was just whatever.
Well, he was the director, the writer, and producer on this.
Yeah, it's a shitty movie.
This was a masterpiece. Star Trek Into Darkness, which I didn't see.
Again, I didn't bother.
Star Trek, yeah. I've never been the biggest Star Trek fan anyway. I like some of the ideas of Star Trek, and I like stuff from the original Star Trek because it's so campy, you know. It's like so ingrained in, you know, cultural memory and things like that.
Oh yeah.
I like Captain Picard, you know, because like my parents used to watch Star Trek, and just Picard is cool. Yeah. I've always been like, okay, these kind of characters are kind of cool, but I'm not interested in just watching like every episode of Star Trek. Yeah. Like, again, you know, like Data and Geordi are cool. Yeah, I don't want to watch every single episode.
Yeah, Next Generation is technically the better thing to watch anyway. If you're going to watch anything Star Trek, just how it is.
I would agree with that. I would say so. Yeah, I've watched several episodes. I watched a lot, not a lot, but several episodes. I thought it was probably better.
Yeah, again, because it's a bit more. It's a bit better about what's the word I'm looking for? Not getting lost in the sauce.
Oh, okay, yeah, definitely.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense. No, I feel you.
Like,
I would say watch the original one if you just want to watch like something campy and, you know, for like, it's like telling someone to watch the original Batman.
Yeah.
You know, it's also, like, this is campy. It was very culturally important. It's got some funny stuff in it that won't make any sense.
Yeah,
you know?
And that's why you watch it. It's because you're like,
you want to watch something ridiculous. It's like watching Showa Aratoku.
Yeah. Like, and sometimes
it's the equivalent to just being like, let's put on Starfish Hitler, you know?
Yeah. Because like some of those, sometimes you find gems like Jiraiya, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That are actually pretty fun and good.
And then we have his 2 Star Wars movies.
Yeah, so he has
those are like his main things. It looks like he has some other movies where he was like producer only and stuff like that.
Yeah, usually if there's a producer, I mean, you just put money in it.
Yeah, you generally just start putting money in it, I think, from what I understand.
From what I understand from a Hollywood perspective, a producer is the person that gets you in touch with Jeffrey Epstein so you can get your pedo ring going. That's all I know about Hollywood. Someone in chat correct me if I'm wrong.
But
yeah, that's all I know about that. All I know about being a producer is it requires you to be a pedophile.
We are not making any claims that anyone is a pedophile legally.
Legally. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yes.
We're going to use our Fox News defense real quick here.
This was an Epstein joke.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Anyone else who was hurt in the crossfire, we didn't legally do it.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. Yeah, I just remember he was huge from doing Lost. That's what put him on the map, right? As far as I remember, because didn't he make Lost?
Yeah, that show was also shit.
Yeah, but it was what put him on the map.
I guess.
I remember.
Yeah. Oh, technically what put him on his map is that his parents had a lot of money, if I remember correctly.
I don't know anything about that, so... I just remember I never heard his name until Lost. That was the first time I ever heard anybody talking about him. So...
But yeah, no, both him... I don't really like Joss Whedon's work either. Because Joss Whedon's another character that like comes up in like nerd film culture. Because he did Buffy, right? Yeah, he did Buffy, but then he also did like all those other Marvel films, like the ones that suck, the Avengers ones that suck, Age of Ultron specifically.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, I didn't have much expectations. Because again, both Joss Whedon and Lens Flare Man, JJ, thank you, I forgot his name. They haven't produced anything that I've been like, this is amazing, you know? I haven't been culturally wowed by any of their work.
Do you need to color this, or is this part of their pants?
This is part of their pants.
No. This little part right there.
No, this is it should be part of their pants.
Okay, because it just looks like it's part of the rope or something.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I was just double checking there.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just like a little bit, so I could definitely understand missing it.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to kind of be more like this.
Okay. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if that was their pants or not.
Yeah. But yeah.
Just because it was like so close to that right there.
No, I feel you.
Like the other one definitely, looks right there. So, but yeah,
How did we get all on this? Oh, because we were talking about...
Because we were talking about the Batman, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then we were talking about how it just had to be better than Batman versus Superman. Yeah. And then I think somehow we got onto Star Wars. Well, because I said that episode 7 just had to be better than episode 3.
Yeah.
And it accomplished that.
And then I was saying that the prequel things had good things in them.
And then we were saying, yes, there was some stuff in the prequels that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, because again, also, like, it just sucks that it has to live off of the theories that Jar Jar Binks was supposed to be somebody.
Yes.
But everyone just hated him so much.
I think if you just think of it as a character study for Emperor Palpatine, it's probably better.
Again, also, episode 3, everyone gives that one shit. I'm just happy that shit fucking finally started happening.
I would say that's the best one of the 3.
Yeah.
So, like the other 2 are absolute trash, especially that second one. The second one is... rough. Just a pile of fucking garbage where borderline nothing fucking happens. I mean, like things are on screen that are happening, but like there's just some dumb shit. Like, who gives a fuck?
That movie was fucking.
That movie's so fucking forgettable.
Yeah. Like, the only thing I remember from Attack of the Clones was the Clone Wars cartoon.
Yes.
And that's not like...
The Clone Wars cartoon is the best thing from that.
Yeah, and even then, that's rough. Like, the only reason
I think that cartoon was alright, if I remember. I didn't watch much of it, but the scenes I remember are kind of cool.
The cartoon, the 2D one that's by Gendy Tartakovsky is really good.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's good because it's, like, short and sweet.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have... most times, it barely has any dialogue. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's good, is because it can make a story without any dialogue whatsoever.
Yeah.
It doesn't rely on the dumb narrative structure that is plagued by a normal film.
I think that's also the first time you see General Grievous.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, he's in there. It's like how Boba Fett's first appearance is in that cartoon.
Yeah.
That's in the holiday special.
Yeah. And then also, like...
Because he got edited out of the original one, I think.
Yes.
I think he was supposed to be in the background somewhere.
Yeah. What was it? What was it? Oh, fuck, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
There you go. The cartoon, the CG one that comes afterwards, that one's actually pretty well done, because there's some pretty interesting episodes that come out of it. Like, there's a really good episode where it involves one of the clones becomes aware of Order 66 before it's supposed to go off and tries to kill a Jedi.
Interesting.
And it's like, everyone's scrambling to try to find this guy because he's like, I'm gonna kill a Jedi.
I gotta kill a Jedi.
Like that, and then he comes to back to reality in the middle of it, and he's just like, "Oh my god, I gotta tell everyone that this thing is happening."
Yeah.
And then people are like, it's not gonna work out because we've seen the prequel films and things.
Well,
like
it
that.
obviously can't work out.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, you're watching it and you're like, "This is actually intriguing. This is like, okay, there's some like,
this is a cool idea.
There's some stakes involved, like this, like because." Even though it's not going to end well, it's just like it was very good about putting the sense of danger in. For all of it.
It's interesting because it adds a little bit of humanity to a clone trooper.
Yeah, exactly. Because the clone troopers also in the show, they all give each other like nicknames and things like that based off their numbers, and like they have more personality and stuff like that going with them too. So you're like. So they all feel like real people as opposed to just being, just random like foot soldiers that they can just throw into battle.
Yeah, just cannon fodder. Straight up cannon fodder.
Yeah, so you don't have to feel bad. So I was like, yeah, no, this is legitimately good material. Like,
gotcha.
This is actually like something that's worth watching because you get to see these interesting ideas take place because they don't really have as much of oversight by George Lucas himself or by anybody who actually owns the company. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So they have a bit more like, we get to kind of
do whatever.
They can kind of do whatever because it's like, this is just for kids. This doesn't need to sell like a million things. It just needs to exist and we'll be okay with it.
Yeah, we're filling a time slot, making some toys from it.
Yeah, as long as you fit the toy in,
Yeah. As long as the character's action figures sell.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I thought it was a very interesting idea, like this like whole arc being about Order 66.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
And it could have gone wrong or something like that. I can tell you for a fact I did not care for the fact that they brought back Darth Maul. Like when he was...
That is really dumb.
Yeah.
I've seen that he's like half robot with weird spider legs and stuff.
Yeah, I was like,
that's fucking stupid. That's pretty dumb.
That one, I was like, all right.
That seems like unnecessary. Yeah. Like he could have just, one, not come back, but two, why does he need weird spider legs? You know, I don't really know. So,
yeah, I don't know either. It was dumb, to say the least. And I know people liked it because they thought Darth Maul was like.
Darth Maul is the only reason to watch episode 1.
Yeah, but the problem was that Darth Maul didn't have much of a character.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have shit. His character is being a Sith in the first Star Wars movie in 10 or 15 years or however long it took. That's his character.
Yeah, and being an actual threat.
Yeah, and looking fucking cool. That's his entire character is that he's just a cool looking Star Wars villain.
Yeah.
That's it. That's I remember that. I saw this movie in theaters, it's all Darth Maul needs to do is be a cool looking villain.
Pretty much,
he accomplished that.
Oh, he did a very good job.
He doesn't need a character for that.
Yeah, it was just funny though, because when they gave him a character, oh yes, he's very smart, conniving, and he's got a plan on plan on a plan.
Oh, really? Yeah. I didn't even know that was his personality.
Yeah, that's what they gave him.
I don't know anything about his personality.
They gave him plan on plan on plan type, and he was trying to get revenge against Obi-Wan.
Okay.
Yeah, which I was like, that doesn't fucking make any sense.
If he was smart, why did he, get fucking chopped in half?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I saw clips of that, and they're talking about, oh, he's got a plan. He's doing this. And they're bro, this motherfucker was just there to look cool. What are you doing?
Yeah, he was just there. I can't even remember other than quote unquote fight / kill the Jedi. Why is he there? Is he just there to distract them in that battle, or
I fucking couldn't tell you.
Does he have an actual goal? Is he just there because the Emperor was just
kill them?
We need someone cool in the movie, Darth Maul. It's going to be you. My apprentice.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, you're right. I just couldn't tell
I don't know why he's at this battle other than quote to fight the Jedi.
Yeah, I actually do not know what his whole purpose in this fucking movie is.
Yeah, because
that movie actually is just.
Was he there? Because if he was there on a mission, is it just to kill the Jedi? Is it, you know what I mean?
Or was he supposed to be sent there? Is he on a job to assassinate Princess Amidala?
Yeah, is he there to do that? Is he there to take the Jedi out of the fight so maybe they can take the capital?
I couldn't.
Because that's kind of what I'm wondering now that I'm thinking about it, because if his mission was anything but fight the Jedi to the death, kind of a big failure.
Yeah.
And technically that is a failure too, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if he just needed to distract them and buy time or something, he could easily,
He did that.
He did it, kind of, he took him out of the fight for quite a while, but...
Yeah. He was able to kill a fucking Jedi, though.
Yeah, he still killed one, which is pretty good,
Yeah, he's doing good.
So, he got that done, so I'm just wondering, what his actual quote mission was, because I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Hey, look, man.
Watch it again.
He got Employee of the Month.
Okay, Employee of the Month. I'll take that. Yeah, I just don't remember. If the Emperor, he wasn't the Emperor then, but if he was just hey man, go kill these guys, then he got halfway there, so that's pretty good,
Yeah, I don't know.
So like I said, I don't know what his mission detail technically was.
All I know is that he just needs to look cool.
But yeah, he didn't have any character. He has no character. He doesn't have a character at all. So technically they could do anything they want with him. It would have been his character. He could have actually been really into knitting or something, and that could have been his character and no one would have known because he has 0 lines of dialogue in the movie, if I remember right.
No, he's not. He did not say anything.
Yeah. His whole thing was that he was played by... What is that guy's name? He's played by the same guy who later did Snake Eyes and a lot of those other characters.
Stunt guy. He's a stunt guy.
He's played by that guy. I forgot his name. Would you believe they don't have in the like breakdown who plays him on the Wikipedia thing?
I would totally believe
That's annoying. That's really fucking annoying, actually. Like, why isn't that just right at the top?